As someone who's worked with over 100 VTuber models, I can safely say that VTubers and their designs are getting way more unique. Heck, across all the models that I've made, the one in this time-lapse is one of the few models that I've made with a more dark aesthetic. In this video, we're gonna get into the ins and outs of VTuber design, as well as some tips for adding more juice to your Live2D rigging. There are many different types of VTubers, and if I asked you, what's the most popular type of VTuber, you'd probably say catgirls. From a VTuber looking for streaming assets perspective, I think I'd say the most popular themes I see are cats, dogs, space, and Lolita themed items. Leave a comment down below as to what you think the most popular type of VTuber is. The truth is, while we feel like we see a lot of the same type of VTuber, we also see so many different and unique ones as well, and I think that they're a little bit underrated. I've made slime girls, TV heads, heck, even a literal cat at some point. Every single model I make, I always find a brand new VTuber, a brand new element, a new extra bit of juice that I can just breathe into a model that either hasn't been done or seen before, or at least not in pixel art anyway. There's no shortage of base elements to build a VTuber off of, but I guess if you're really looking to be unique and you want to be a popular type of VTuber, you're gonna have to work on your color palette, artistic style, and vibe. But we'll chat about each of those topics throughout the rest of the video, so if you enjoy my little rants, be sure to like this video and subscribe! On to color palette. Having a cohesive color palette for a VTuber model can seriously help it stand out. And there are a lot of pink VTubers, but from the people I've worked with, I can also tell you there are very few pink VTubers. Some of the best designs that I've worked on have pretty focused palettes, and where they're placed on the model is super important. Having a focused palette can also make it easier for you to find VTuber assets that go with your model. When I make my small models, I try and reduce the color palette on every single one. I think that it helps a lot with the artistic style of my models as well. For example, this model that I'm currently working on is wearing all black, but I do my best to incorporate various shades of grays to add depth back into the design. When it comes to artistic style, I feel like some people wonder if it's even a factor that contributes to a VTuber, and I'm gonna be honest, I think it wholeheartedly contributes to a VTuber. It's super duper important. A majority of VTubers are anime styled, and I can understand why that would make a lot of VTuber designs feel samey. Even within the style of anime though, there are so many different anime art styles. Working with a VTuber artist that has a style that fits your vibe is so important because it can seriously change a lot about your model's design. Let's use Iron Mouse as an example. She's a bunch of different VTuber parents that work super hard on her models. If we think about her Demon Queen model art that was designed by Epibe and drawn by Camo, the model would have a completely different vibe if it were drawn by her other model mama, Nanoless. Or we can even do the same thing in reverse. So think about Mousie's Race Queen outfit, and if that were drawn in camo style, it would have a way darker vibe to it. I think that thanks to sites like VGen, it's way easier to find a VTuber artist that can really help nail down the style you're looking for your model. Even though we're still talking about anime styles, I kind of want to transition into pixel art because that's my whole shtick. Recently, I've seen way more pixel art VTubers than ever before, and that makes my heart so freaking happy! I hope that even more types of artists will give learning how to make VTubers a try, because I honestly don't think we've even scratched the surface for what a VTuber can look like. I would love to see VTubers in the style of webtoons, or comics, or cartoons, and sometimes I worry that artists feel like the space is too dominated by anime models that they don't even want to take a chance. I am living proof that if you seriously work hard enough, you can get your style out there. Not saying I carry the pixel VTuber genre at all, but I have been campaigning for my own style of pixel art VTuber models. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't come after me in the comments, please. Every art style has a vibe to it in its own unique way. The vibe of an art style, though, and the vibe of a VTuber are two vastly different things. The VTuber's vibe is something that I don't think a lot of people really talk or think about when it comes to VTubing or even making VTubers. When I think about the vibe of a VTuber kiddo that I work on, I try and integrate their vibe into the way the model moves and expresses as much as I can. My small models don't really have much body movement to play around with, but some of the larger models that I have worked on and will be working on are gonna be so dynamic and super expressive to the vibe of the character that they are. For example, this model that I'm working on will have a more upset look by default, and its mouth shapes will be more pouty than some of my other models. I think from a rigging perspective, it's more important to rig for artistic style rather than just third-dimensional depth. I think as Live2D riggers, if we make the art feel alive, it will naturally have that depth that we're striving for. For me, when I'm making my small models, I rig it as if I were to draw it. Since it's pixel art, it doesn't really bend the same way, and I try to add the physics in how I would normally animate the physics to look if I were to animate my little sprites. Something that I wanted to touch on in this video that kind of fits but kind of doesn't is the comparison of similar VTubers. I think it's kind of stupid, not gonna lie, but we're gonna go into it anyway because I want to. It's the comparison of VTubers and people always saying, oh, she sounds like this other VTuber and he copied this from another VTuber. And that kind of negativity is so tiring. There will always be bad actors in the VTubing space that try and copy from others, but they are a very, very small part of an ever-growing community of VTubers, and there is never a shortage of freshness in the VTuber space. At the end of the day, I think that it's a combo of all these different factors that can really make a VTuber design look and feel unique. It's important to remember that no matter what you do, there may always be people that will try and compare you to another content creator. Heck, even I myself have had random people show up to my streams asking me if I'm some kind of alt account of XYZ VTuber, which I'm not, but focus on what energy and vibe you want to have and you want to create for your streams and play into that. Ultimately, that's what's going to make every VTuber unique, is trying to do their own thing, not trying to be a copy and paste version of their favorite VTubers. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye!